Hi, it's Tamara doing a lived experience practitioner diary entry, and the obviously the diary entries are looking at the impact of discrimination on me, and the I've been basically, I'm just going to blurt this one out. Over the last few days I've been feeling really low. Obviously the kind of crisis team came out to me on Friday because I was pretty flipping hysterical because it had kind of come to my attention that I'd be sort of moving around at work again, and that it was very likely that I'd be moved to kind of line management and into a division where basically the worst of the discrimination and were basically where I'd it takes so much courage to put these grievances in and to basically verbalise how much discrimination and kind of abuse and what I'd experienced. And basically it's like, oh, you finished this work project, so we're going to move you back into this. What the fuck, so it's essentially what I've had is this grievance where I've basically been told, oh, you haven't experienced this discrimination, we haven't been unfair to you, it's all been alright, you've just, it's your perception of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Basically, we haven't believed you. So, in you go, kind of thing. And I thought to myself, my body has already, before I even put in this complaint, my body had basically, like, it couldn't cope anymore. It had a seizure. That's before I even opened my mouth and said anything. It's just like, I can't take anymore. When you had to put a complaint in and a seizure, and they weren't going to listen to it informally, I had another seizure. And then, when I put the complaint in and when they basically said they didn't believe me, then I tried to kill myself and I ended up in hospital. And I tried to do that twice, and I was slashed my wrist and I took 2 overdoses, and I ended up in hospital for a month, and I hadn't done that since 2005, and now I have scars on my wrist that I will never be able to get rid of. And previously, when I used to self-harm all the time, I used to do that mainly to try and ensure that it was to try and release really difficult feelings, and I used to ensure that I didn't leave any marks or that things were done in places where people wouldn't see. So basically now I've got fucking marks on my fucking wrist where everyone can bloody see, and I'm just gonna have to wear that for the rest of my fucking life, which is fucking embarrassing, to be honest. So anyway, after that, humiliation. I've then had to put in an appeal. I've then had the humiliation of 2 people deciding to interview me for 3 hours and put me through, having to say all this shit all over again. Them deciding that, again, they don't believe me, blah, blah, blah. Now I've got to put in another appeal. So essentially I'm having to deal with feeling like, again, like I want to die, because I feel so bad. And, so I'm having to cope with that and deal with that. And all you got to remember is that when you live with emotionally unstable personality disorder, whatever you want to call it. I've lived with this. I'm 43 years old. I've survived from this. I've lived with this for so long. I've coped with this. I've managed with this. I've done the work that I do for 13 years, I think. Prior to that, I used to do, similar type work, but through arts and creativity. You could say that I've been, that I've been some sort of mental health activist for, God, I don't know how long. Since my mid-20s, maybe. Maybe I've been doing this for 2 decades, I don't know. It's never impacted on me like this. I've never been treated this badly. And, oh God, it hurts. And then, like, oh my God. I can cope with so many things. This is so bad. This is so bad. And then I'm going through this, so I've got to, appeal this. Oh my God, it's so difficult. And when you've got to bear in mind, it's not just me, it's not just my word against blah. What I've done is I've put in all these evidence all the way through. I've always put in evidence. I've always backed things up with literature. I've backed things up with case studies. I've blah blah blah. I've always given so much. I'm a fucking researcher, for fuck's sake. I do, I always back stuff up, and the response I just get a no or silence. I never ever have anybody give me a response back where they back it up with any reasons or literature or case studies or just like a reason why. Just like no, because we said so. If there was reasons why, I could argue back or say, I don't know. But basically, when I get no, and when I get it's your perception or no, or basically being told that it's my perception or I'm wrong, or it's driving me mad because it feels as though there's something very wrong with me, or that that I can't think straight, or that I'm mad, or that basically it comes back to me being something very wrong, and everybody else is thinking one thing, and I'm the only person that thinks a different way. The only way I've kept myself sane is by doing stuff on the outside and knowing that the way that I'm thinking, actually it's not the way that I'm thinking. I base what I think and say and do by learning from elsewhere. So I'm basing thoughts or ideas based on what I read, or based on conversations I have, or based on the discipline that I'm working on. So it's not stuff that I think, it's stuff that I've learnt. Anyway, basically what did it for me was finding out that I've got to move back into the place where I've been treated so badly, a place where I've been told I haven't been believed, and now I've got to go back to where I've been abused and treated really badly, and I can't bear it. I can't bear it. I can't bear it. I can't bear the thought of it. I just can't bear it. It's like I've been punished on top of everything else, and I can't bear it. as a human being and I failed as a person, and I feel like an absolute waste of space because I've just wasted all this time. I haven't changed anything, I've done anything. I look at things that other people have done, I think, you know, you've moved up, you've done stuff, you've changed stuff, you're working differently, you kind of like, everyone that I've worked with as colleagues, everyone has moved up or they've done stuff. People are working and, people that have got less qualifications, experience doing things for less time than me. Most people are working in like strategic positions or whatever. I'm working on a fucking teenager's wage and I'm in an entry position job. And I'm being treated like rubbish. And it hurts so much. My husband's having to get a mortgage. I can't help with anything financially. I'm 3 years old. I'm so idiots. I know I'm bad. But I'm gifted and I've managed to get qualification. And I was thinking about it and I thought, like, while I'm alive, I'm not doing anything. Like, I haven't done anything. I'm just like, it's like I'm a waste of space. And I'm a waste of life. And I'm a waste. Just such a waste of everything. What did I thought would be? And I was thinking, I can't move forward. And I thought, would have just been better off if I wasn't here? Cause it hurts. And at the moment, I'm just like, I'm just a waste of things. I'm like, just a waste. I'm like a dead wave. I'm like a dead wave. And I'm bringing everybody down. And I have to, like, just be cared for. And I'm like betrayed. And I shouldn't be. And I feel so bad. And then I can't get anybody to hear me or to understand what I'm saying. It's because no one wants to listen, it's not because I'm not saying it properly. And I thought, I just thought, just me and some people too. But I can't change anything. I'm here, I've been here for a decade. I haven't changed anything, and I want to change something. Can I change something? I have to do something differently. I just can't do anything. I feel so low at the moment. I've got to go back to that. I can't do it. It's just so bad. I just feel like I'd rather not be here. Would that make a difference? Would that finally make somebody listen? It would that be? Yeah, that's how I'm feeling at the moment. It's like I've lived in it for a long time, and I just have to. Oh, sorry. And I just have to wait for it to pass. It's hard waiting for it to pass. And people say to me, wait for it to pass, and then you feel better. I know I wait for it to pass, and then I know. Like it feels, I know that I'll feel able to cope with it and carry on, etc. But what I also know is that things won't change. I know I'm strong and I'll carry on with it, but I know that things won't change because they haven't changed for 11 years, and I know I've got to go. Either I carry on or I have to start all over again from the beginning. I have to start again, and I'm 43, and I've wasted all this time, and I feel like a failure. Whatever way you look at it, I'm a failure, and I haven't done anything right. It hurts. Doesn't matter when I get past this, like when I'm feeling right again, it won't change that. And I know, because I know how I feel, and how I feel is the same whether I'm feeling like this, whether I'm feeling like, you know, whether I'm not like this. I still